We're here. We're doing it.
Hellz yeah.
Hellz yeah.
Hellz yeah.
Uh-oh, hold on a second. I gotta mute this because otherwise
Are we in? We in the Matrix?
Oh, wait, I muted over here. Boom. Now chalk?
Check.
Hey! That's working.
Hey.
Let us know if you can hear us okay. I know that the internet is being quite frustrating right now and being not quite getting all the frames out there. So hopefully the audio is sounding good. So please let us know. That would be fantastic.
It's not our friend today.
No, I'm Skye. I'm in bands.
And I'm D-Punk, and we are in DK-ZERØ. This is our first kind of official DK-ZERØ podcast that we are going to call Hellz yeah.
Hellz yeah.
And Hellz yeah. And Skye and I were talking about this.
Okay.
Yeah. You go, Skye.
Oh, the reason why it's called Hellz yeah is because I think every conversation Derek and I have, we're just like, Hellz yeah. We're just like, for some reason, that's been the phrase of the century for us, like, Hellz yeah, with a Z.
It's the catchphrase.
Yeah, man. What are you drinking, sir?
Oh, I am drinking a little bit of wine that was left over from a couple days ago. You know, not the freshest, but it's fresh.
Fresh?
As it were. It's fresh. So yeah, Hellz yeah podcast.
D-Punk
we
is
wanted to
echo. Hold on a second.
Am I echo?
Apparently there's an echo. Shouldn't be. Oh, I think I know why. Hold on a second.
Are you echoing me? We're working out the kinks today. It's our first one.
Yes. I think I know why, actually.
You got it?
I'm pretty sure.
Thanks for bearing with us here on the intro.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me know if there is still multiple D-Punks simultaneously coming out of your speakers. I was trying to route
what I was saying.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm introducing the podcast. So we wanted to do, we've been talking about a podcast because Skye used to run a podcast in an old band that he was in, Amadon, for years. And they had a really cool podcast that we were flying to Europe at one point. I can't remember what show it was, but we were playing an Abbey Park show. And so we're on a plane, it's the middle of the night, we're drinking wine, having a good time. And Skye's like, oh yeah, I used to do this podcast. And I'm thinking, oh, well, okay, sure, whatever. So he pulls the headphones out, we start listening to it, and I'm laughing my fucking ass off.
I forgot we did.
Like, it was like, I'd never heard it, I didn't know, what to expect. And it was like just four buddies in a room talking shit the whole time for like an hour. And there weren't really any topics or anything. It was just free flow and fun. And I was like, oh man, like we should probably do something like this at some point. And I want to say that was about 3-4 years ago.
Right. I know, right?
So it only took a minute to get here.
DK-01. We're fucking idiots. People would love to watch us be dumbasses on a stream. Like, why not, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, the Amadon one was it was just like, hey man, you want to be on our podcast? And we would just like interview every band we played with like a mobile recorder, and that was the podcast basically. Oh, reverb, not echo. Is it gone now? That's my question.
Is it gone verb?
Is it gone verb? It should be gone.
I just have reverb built into my voice.
Yeah. Have you heard him sing? Oh man.
Oh,
yeah, the impetus of this has been a long time coming. We were talking a couple weeks ago about like should we actually do this thing? And it's not there now. Yay, we fixed it. Cool.
Awesome.
It's still there. Oh, damn it, still there. Fuck. Why is it?
Not awesome.
Not awesome. I don't even know what it would be. Hold on a second. I think I might have a clue here. I'm gonna close that.
Well, in the meantime,
yeah. Sorry.
in the meantime, DK-ZERØ's been, cranking away in the studio. I've been in my little Beats laboratory, and we just dropped a single with featuring Nuda, and it's called Resistance. And if you haven't seen it yet or heard it, it's streaming everywhere on all the platforms. And I've got a version on this YouTube page that you're on right now, but the official video is actually on Cleopatra. And it's doing really, really well. I want to say we had about 10,000 streams in the first 9-10 days, and it just keeps going. So the video's doing well. We got super lucky with that. We were able to work with Vicente from Industrialism Films, and we shot in this amazing location, and it just looks like a giant video game, and we all look like crazy characters, and we're just shoot 'em up, bang, bang, cyber fun. It's cool as shit. So
yeah, that video is ridiculous. It's so freaking cool. So bummed I didn't get to be in it, but it's awesome nonetheless.
I know.
The timing just was.
Well, we were supposed to shoot that video. We're supposed to shoot that video with you in Seattle, and as things happen, stuff comes up, and like that room was introduced to me, and the moment I saw it, I was like, I can't fucking not shoot this video in this room. Like, it has to be done here.
Luckily, Eric was there to save the day.
I know. We're really, really lucky. Like, Nick happened to be in town. That was great. Nuda was free to be able to shoot it that day. And you weren't available, which sucked. But in a pinch, we were able to get Eric from Dead Animal Assembly Plant to come in and do the mohawk and rock out, and he was awesome. So it was really, really cool.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
So here's our first podcast. We didn't plan that much ahead of time. Oh, hey, yo, it's Eric. Eric's in the chat. What up, dude?
Eric, what's up? We're talking shit about you right now.
Yeah, we're talking mad shit. Let us also know if I fix the echo once and for all. I don't know for sure, so let me know. I'm not sure where I'd be coming from at this point. Anyway, we didn't plan that much, so we could do a couple of things. We could pick some topics of discussion, or we could take some questions, or a combination of the two.
In the future, we're definitely going to do some topics.
Yeah.
I didn't really prep much today, but we did in our original conversation for the first episode. We were thinking, Halloween's right around the corner. Maybe we talk about music or things related to that particular holiday, which is could be cool. I also was thinking, like, this is our first podcast, and you guys probably don't know us personally that well.
Yeah.
So maybe we just talk about like our path to get here to where we are.
We interview each other.
Kind of. Like my first question would definitely be, what? I guess it would be like in a two-part question. Like, one would be, what keeps you going right now? Like, what after all the years that you've made music and played music, you've seen ups and downs and tours and success and failures and like starting bands, ending bands, half spun bands, like all the shit that everyone goes through. But at the end of the day, you wake up and it's fucking 20 years later and you're still kicking ass, and it's like you're still making music, you're still writing songs, you still have inspiration. And
yeah, man.
A lot of people like lose it along the way. A lot of people hit road bumps and it's like they can't seem to figure out how to get past it and move on to the next chapter or reimagine themselves in some way. And like I've seen you go through so much stuff. Like, we've been really good friends now for a long time, and to watch you and your journey and see where you're at, like, what keeps you going right now?
Man, that is a tough one. I think first of all, like, I think most people have their ups and downs. Like, there's always, like, especially with music, there's times where you're going to take short breaks here and there where you're going to be like, yeah, I need to like refresh, and I've had those moments. Definitely. For sure, like where I just, well, actually, I mean, honestly, for like the last couple of years, even though I have been playing music, I haven't been writing as much as I used to, you know. And it's only up till like recently where I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna do some original stuff, and we'll be talking more about that in the future.
Yes, we will.
Yes. Um, but like, you know, there's a certain point, like as a musician or as an artist, where you're I think you're faced with no other choice but to try to facilitate that sort of soul that you put yourself into, you know, like the it becomes less about like, oh, I have this dream, and more like, oh, I have this need, you know, where it's not really as much of a I'm going to accomplish all these great things as it is I'm going to exist in this space that makes me feel fulfilled and happy, you know. So it becomes less like arduous that way, if you see it that way. You're not like, oh, I got to do all this stuff, I got to go become famous, I got to go make a bunch of money. It becomes more like, hey, can I like just be happy and like pursue the things I want to pursue and pursue the projects I want to pursue. And that's not to say that there's not bullshit along the way. There always is. And like projects you may not really want to do, but sometimes you're like, I need the money. But like,
I think we've all been there as side guys. Like at one point or another, you're definitely finding yourself on stage playing a show going, I would never fucking listen to this music.
yeah.
But I'm going to take my $100 and go home after this.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, it's always at least fun, you know, like you get to play, you know, so that's never bad. Like getting to just play or you know, explore a style of music you wouldn't normally like want to and stuff like that, and that expands your horizon. So it's always positive. It's just you know, the to answer your question, the what keeps me going is it's like that's just kind of how my life got wired, you know, and at this point, like changing anything else would be, you know, changing to something else would be pretty, I don't know what I would do, you know, like I don't know what else I would try to do. I've spent my whole life
what would
working
you
on
do
this
with your time?
right? Dude, I'm not good at anything
What
else.
would your purpose be?
Yeah. You know?
That's one thing I found, you know, music is so fluid, and, you know, I've had massive ebbs and flows in my life with it, and I've literally tried to physically walk away from music a number of times. You know, I've told myself, like, I'm not going to fucking do this anymore. Like, I can't deal with the things I've dealt with. I can't handle this kind of stress or this pressure. And, you know, the moment I say that to myself, it's like the next day is a reset. It's almost like the next day my body's already going through withdrawals. Like, okay, you know that was bullshit. So what are you going to do now? Like, yeah. And I mean, I found myself on so many different ends of the spectrum in the business now, and going from literally just wanting to be a bass player, like that's all I ever wanted to be, was just, I don't want to sing, I don't want to do anything, I just want to be a bass player in a rock band and like call it a day. And you know, after a lot of years of that and some good successes, like I ended up, you know, morphing into starting my own band, and that's morphed into recording a lot of other bands, and, you know, mixing and mastering, and now strangely like playing keyboards for bands. And, you know, it's just, it feels like it's never ending. It just, like, there's always something exciting to learn, and there's always something new to challenge myself with.
Mm-hmm.
I see that in you, and I think this is one of the reasons why we get along so well. Like, you're just really fucking passionate about everything you do. And, you know, I was starting down the path of, oh, I'm gonna not only start DK-ZERØ, but I'm gonna learn how to mix, and I'm gonna learn how to master my stuff, and I'm gonna learn how to kind of take my music to the next level, you know. And you started doing video at the same time. And it was like, you went from, oh, I'm going to shoot this on a GoPro to, oh, I've got this camera to, oh, I'm picking up these lenses to, oh, I just bought a new camera frame to, now I'm renting these crazy lenses to, you upgraded your whole computer system. And like, now it's just, you're working in the video industry and I'm working in the music industry in these levels that when we started out together, we didn't know shit about anything. Right. So it's really fun. It's like, it's exciting to see how it's coming together.
Yeah, dude, I have you to thank for a lot of where I'm at now too, because, we came up together in the Tacoma scene. But like there was a certain sort of passing moment where some opportunities were there and you pointed at me, or like that guy, and that honestly like changed my life a lot at the time. Like it put me in a position where I was able to, work with some people I hadn't worked with and work with some bands and get out there and do some stuff. And, that your belief in me is something I never taken for granted, and like it bleeds to a bunch of other people too. Fleischkrieg guys are now part of the family. Nuda's part of the family. Like you've inspired this whole like movement in a small way of people that are like heading in the same direction, and we're all lifting each other up, and like it's a beautiful thing to be part of. So
I feel like it's a beautiful thing to be part of. Everyone's kicking so much ass. Like I don't feel like I'm doing that much for anyone, to be honest. I'm just like,
you're kicking it.
I'm just trying to help people be more passionate and excited about what it is that they're already doing, and like getting everyone together. It feels like a family. It feels like a family. It feels like, we're all just like contributing, and it's cool as shit,
Yeah, it is cool.
Family
shit.
keeps getting bigger.
We got the Fleischkrieg guys on the chat. We should definitely have them on the podcast at some point.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, we'll definitely do a Fleischkrieg night. I want to get Dead Animal Assembly Plan on. I want to get Eric and those guys. I think that'd be cool.
That would be fucking awesome. So I mean, if you guys are watching, Hellz yeah. If you guys are watching our first podcast, we, like I said, had no plans on what we were going to talk about today. We appreciate you being here. So if you have questions for us, hit us up. Spark some conversation in that chat room. And
while we're waiting for the chats to kind of come rolling in, I've been watching a lot of stuff going on in Europe and specifically the German market. And when I released Resistance straight away, I released it early, a month early in Europe. So it hit the European alternative charts and started at number 17 and got up to number 12 on the European charts, which was pretty badass. And now it's not on the charts this week, but like it's been sort of riding up and down there for a while, for like a month now, which is really cool. But there's gosh, I hate to say like good friend, but a guy whom I've talked to for years now, and like he's better than just an acquaintance, but not someone I've spent time with, I guess. But he's Sammy. He's the guy who runs Faderhead. So if you know the band Faderhead, it's him. And we occasionally chat, and it's like we won't talk for like months, and then all of a sudden there'll be like a fiery exchange one night where we send like 50 messages back and forth and like voice memos and all this shit, and we start just like going off about music and videos and like the state of the world and what's happening. And like I had such a cool conversation with him when I sent him the Resistance video before we released it, and he was talking about TikTok and just like for him like how frustrating it has been to see the change in the way people absorb music and what they find entertaining, and how he takes what he does, which is at an incredibly high level of EBM. He's like the chart topper in Germany. So he's constantly writing these fucking house beats that are hits. And he's like, how do I keep this fresh? How do I keep it growing? How do I keep, moving forward? And it's interesting. Like we got into all kinds of stuff, talking about like, Ghost Main, and then you got into a couple of other sort of like dark trap artists that, I feel like are crossover into industrial music, like Mimi Barks, who just toured with Combi Christ, and like her shit is fucking awesome, and she hasn't like blown up yet, but she's badass. Like she did the Priest Combi Christ through Europe tour, and it's super dope. And she like got on stage with Priest and was singing and doing all this stuff. But yeah, we were chatting about just like how songs have actually reduced in time, like what people's attention span can handle. If you look at some of the newer bands that are putting, or like very popular dark trap music that's out there, it's like a minute 58 for a song.
Jeez.
A minute 58. Like 220 is like a long song.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And he's laughing too. He was like, dude, I write like 5-minute songs that are like house fucking thumpers,
Kaylee was just wrestling with that new track Break, like, because it was like 5.5 minutes, but it didn't feel like it was too long. It flowed really good. It was like, all right, well, that's the length of the song. She turned it down a little bit, but it was like, damn, like. The reverb is still there. That. I don't know why it's feeding back on itself. I've tried to reroute it, but I will figure that out for the next one. But I did at least.
I'm sorry, guys.
Manage to reduce the reverb, so it should be less annoying.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, for some reason it's feeding back in off of the mixer I'm listening to things on, so I'll figure it out.
Oh,
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Faderhead just released a Halloween track, and it's fucking
nice.
Dope as shit. Yeah. So if he put a snippet of a video of him playing at this last festival, fucking thousands of people bouncing up and down, dude. His background just going off, like it's like spooky Halloween shit, and it's so good. Anyways,
nice.
Yeah. I don't know if you're into that European EBM industrial shit, but
I mean, I'm not into it.
I'm not.
I'm not.
I'm not.
So apparently my faders do affect. I'm also messing around with this volume thing, trying to figure stuff out. But yeah, man, like 'tis the season for goth industrial. Halloween. Like this should be our jam. I wish I had that track I'm working on ready, because that would be a good time.
I wish you did too.
That would be a good time. Soon.
I've got another single done. We got another DK-ZERØ single done called Nightmare.
Oh yeah.
Yes. And that one also has a video. Yeah. It's not quite as epic as the last video, but yeah. I was trying to drop it before Halloween, but the label was like, nah, we're just going to hold off on that.
Well, what are you going to do? Labels. Labels and their theories.
Their ways. Their evil ways.
Yeah, dude. Man. I don't see any questions yet. Flash Krieg's in here. I know Flash Krieg's got some questions. Oh, is there a date? Is there a title and date for the new album? There we go. There's a question.
Oh, that is a good question. That is the title is currently up for debate, because I have like a working file title, and I mentioned it to another like friend of mine, and they were like, "That's fucking weak. You need a better title."
That's fucking weak, man.
So, it's fucking weak, dude. You're not gonna go out like that. So yeah, unfortunately I can't give you an official title for it. And
was the title Derek's Facts to Taylor Swift?
DFAP.
DFAP.
DFAP. Hellz yeah.
Yeah. Hellz yeah. Taylor Swift.
Hellz yeah.
Oh man. Are there any...
And as far as like a release date, we are here's the reality of the world. It takes now minimum 9 months to get vinyl printed.
Wow.
And the label does not want to release an album without having vinyl present at the time, so they get the biggest bang for their buck. So
Yeah,
I think we are looking at summer of next year for the release of the full album, but I have like a lot of singles prepped, and actually will be shooting 2 more music videos with Skye on board as the videographer. So it's gonna be good. Yeah.
Binding in the Air Thief. Binding in the Air Thief. What's up? What other projects are you two working on? Is his question.
Man. Why don't you go? You start.
All right, I'll start. I have like 5. I'm also the guitar player for Abney Park, if you know who that is. Pretty legendary steampunk band. Derek used to play bass.
Legendary.
I also have my own project I'm in the works of that I can't say anything about, but it's there, and you'll hear about it soon. I also work with Nuda, sort of sidewise. I kind of produce her stage show, so I do her lights and help with the sound tech and stuff like that. I'm playing actually this week in Portland with a band called Gwithaints, Adam Sweeney's project, and so we're playing at the ball show. I don't remember where we're playing.
Gwithaint, your usual band.
If you look up Gwithaints, GWY Thaints.
Thanks.
THAINTS.
It's almost like taint.
Yeah, it is. It's like with taints. With taints.
With taint. That's the more sexual 9 Inch Nails album from With Teeth. It's with taint. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, With Taints. I'm playing with Taints on Thursday. So I've been prepping this week for that show. Our first practice is tomorrow, and then we practice Wednesday, and then we have the show. And it's a fun band. It's an indie rock band, so it's a little outside what I normally do, but it's good stuff and good people, which is most important. And it's very guitar oriented. So as a guitar player, it's kind of fun to like just dive into some bluesy indie shit and just play, So it's kind of fun. Is that it? Is that all? I think there's something I'm missing. I'm working with a few people as a producer / co-writer on a few things. We'll see where that goes. I think that's it. I think that's my gambit. This sort of counts, but I'm also the director of a rock camp for kids called Live It Out Loud.
Sort of counts. You basically run an entire fucking musical school.
I do. So there's that.
That was an understatement that you said.
So right now I'm working on music videos for the kid bands and mixing their record, and so that's in the works. What about you, Derek? What you got going
on? Basically finishing up lyrics for the new record. So that's priority number 1. Priority number 2 is nearing the end of, I think, Nuda's 3rd record.
Yeah.
So we're about halfway through the mixes and masters on that one. She's got a couple tracks that she's just finished up, and one of them I have a vocal idea on, so there might be some singing there. And Fleischkrieg is actually in the beginning stages of their 2nd record, so there's some work to be done there. And I've got a few other remixes that are sort of in the wings right now. So nice. we shall see.
Yes. Yeah, I had some lyrics for Break.
That's right.
Yeah, she shortened the verses, but now the lyrics don't work, which is fine.
Now there's no more lyrics.
No more lyrics. That's fine. she like I said, it was like nearly 6-minute song to begin with, so it's kind of one of those things like it just sort of one of those things that falls on the editing room floor type of thing. I'm like, all right, well, Next time, you know. Yeah, and Kaylee sent me that clip that you sent her of that song that you had ideas for, and
the vocal idea.
Yeah, that's awesome vocal line. I'm excited to see it fully fleshed out and hear it. I think it's gonna be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, that was an immediate reaction to her song. Like, it was crazy. I put it on. She sent me the track, and I was driving from, oh God, where was I driving from? I can't even remember. I got in the car and I put it on, and I'm just going down the road, and that melody just popped into my head. And I was like, I just started singing the melody, and I'm like, oh, there's got to be some words to this. And words just started coming out. And I pulled into my driveway and just like kept my car running and like kept rewinding through that chorus. I'm like, God, I'm gonna nail these words. I'm gonna get some words so that it at least sounds like a song, you know? And then I got it, and then I just recorded that thing and sent it to her.
Nice.
So yeah.
I still have to work out some, because I had that like sort of Nine Inch Nails-y vibe for that one track you sent me. I gotta work that shit out, because there was some stuff there too that I was like, it was the same thing. It was like instantly hit me, like these melodies were just like, oh, this is right there. Like I could do this.
Oh
right
yeah.
Well, do we have any more topics? Oh, Binding the Air Thief says, thanks for the bass, Derek. So I'm guessing that's Preston.
Oh, Preston.
That'd be my guess.
I should be thanking you, man. Honestly, like, I'm glad I went to a really good home, and I know that you're like such a good person, and you're a fucking great musician. So it's like, really, honestly, like, you're doing me a favor by playing it and having it, because it was just sitting in my closet at that point.
Keeping it in the family is awesome.
It's the best,
you know, and it might see stage time again, because Preston
Hellz,
is under threat of death to play in my band.
Hellz, yeah.
Hellz, yeah.
That is probably one of my favorite basses, though. I have to say, like, I have one other bass that I've kept that it's a 4-string Fender jazz bass that it was like this weird limited issue they did with these like active pickups, and I don't know, it just, something about it was super special. And I tuned it, so I actually strung it so that instead of the normal 4 strings, it was like a low B, E, A, D. So I just got rid of the G string on it.
Nice.
And yeah, and it's like, it just has this warm fucking cool sound to it. But the one that Preston has is the Lakeland, and it's like, it's got the Bartolini pickups. It's fucking, it's so good, dude. I've recorded so much with that bass. I love it.
Yeah. I play it when I go over there sometimes.
You fiddle my strings.
I'll fiddle it. Yes. Yes, I've made it very clear that Preston has to play in my new project. It's not an option. He has a history with metal, and he's a great musician. So, like, there's no reason.
There's no reason.
There's no reason. Yeah. So, do we have a topic, or did you have anything besides the Halloween one? Is that what we got? Because I didn't have anything. I didn't prep nothing. I prepped shit.
Yeah.
I did prep.
My Halloween topic started as like Faderhead had a Halloween song, and that was it. And like then it was like a big like conversation before that, and that was all of it.
I did prep the video stuff that you guys are seeing today. That was my prep. Is getting it looking okay. And it
looks cool as shit.
That fucking badass intro, by the way, also.
That was Skye.
Totally over the top. Unnecessary. But like, it was still fun.
It's never unnecessary.
We're supposed to watch it again, because it's totally unnecessary.
Yeah, I want to watch it again.
All right, here we go.
You're going to watch it, right?
Right? Oh man. Yeah, that like that. So that like that reverb at the end of the last snare.
Yeah.
I added it out of the song I pulled from the web. I was just like, oh, this last hit is gonna like. Yeah. There's our theme song for the Hellz Yeah podcast. Hellz Yeah.
Hellz yeah.
Yes.
Hellz yeah.
I'm glad we're doing this, man. I think this has been a long time coming. We've gone through some crazy shit. Going to Russia together, playing umpteen shows. Someone says got some Pistol Whip vibes, which is like a VR game. It totally does have some.
Nice.
But we always end up like laughing hysterically at the dumbest shit. So like I can't imagine that this podcast isn't going to be at least somewhat interesting for people to watch. As long as they like.
I mean, that was the whole point,
right?
The whole point was like, yeah, let's get together, let's talk shit, let's laugh, let's like, I don't know, spend some time together.
Once we get some guests on, I think it's the shit talking will get rolling pretty fast.
It will get heavy for sure. Yeah.
It'll get thick with shit. So thick with shit.
Gonna be thick with shit.
Shit.
Shit thick.
Shit.
It's my new metal band, Shit Thick.
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 Thick. Thick with shit. It's that.
It's thick with shit.
It's getting really thick in here, y'all. Oh man. Need to add a Hellz Yeah soundbite. Oh yeah, we
Hellz. Yeah, we need one. Hellz Yeah.
Or just like the way we're normally doing.
Sunday.
Hellz Yeah. Oh, Hellz Yeah.
Hellz yeah.
It was like the most California phrase we could have picked for the name of the podcast too. It's like Hellz yeah, man. Yeah.
Hellz yeah, dude.
Hellz yeah.
Hellz yeah.
I regret nothing. Oh man. Well, I'm out of topics. Unless you got anything else to talk about, we can wrap this first one up.
Yeah, I'm out of topics. I feel like we've done our job tonight, and you came through. You made this happen. So yeah, it's fucking awesome, man. Thank you.
Thank you all for joining us on our first Hellz Yeah podcast. We're gonna try to do these regularly on Mondays, 7 o'clock. That's our plan. Unless we're on tour, then we won't. Fuck you. We're gonna try to get some guests and some fun times and stuff in here, and hopefully the video and audio will improve for the next one. Not sure what was going on with that tonight, because I have streamed before, but not unsuccessfully like this. So sorry about the skippage.
We'll figure this out.
Yeah, we'll figure this out. The audio was at least good enough, despite the reverb, which we figured out ish. So Preston's like, Hellz yeah, hosted by Chad and Chode.
Chad and Chode.
Who's Chad and who's Chode is the question, because I feel like Chode. It's just the obvious one.
You feel like a Chode?
I feel like if between the choices of Chad and Chode, I would get assigned Chode before Chad. That's my.
I guess if you go with the definition of Chode, right, it's going to be shorter and wider, so that would make sense.
Just like my dick. Shorter and wider.
And a Chad's just something you flick off of a fucking voting ballot. So I guess that's me.
There you go. All right. Thank you guys for joining us.
Wafer thin.
Wafer thin. Are you sure? It's wafer thin.
It's wafer thin.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you in the next one. Deuces.
Hellz yeah. Hellz yeah.